Hi there guys, it's the Arty Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yes, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Right then guys, well you know how this works. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on, join me. Come on, let's go. Mmm. Lovely, okay, and yes, going on my Crash Bandicoot case there, and yes, guys, if you're new here today and you're into gaming retrospectives, complete unbox experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here, so definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe, and a like to the video if you haven't already, and yes, guys, if you can handle the Artsy Gamers mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop on your notification bell, held up by Tails there. Well, if you saw my recent video looking at all the things I wanted to do over this Easter bank holiday weekend, then you'll know one of the things was to continue and finish reading KAG's Pixelated quest. And oh yes, guys, here it is, and I can now confirm I have fully read this book, and oh boy, what a book this is. So yes, I think today we're just going to do a little bit of a basic, review on the book. Is it worth picking up? Is the art and graphic design that I said in the first video, what it was telling me, was it correct? Was my interpretations right? Looking into the lovely dragons and the octopuses and, oh gosh, the volcano and stuff like that. And I just thought I would share some standout features with you today. So yes, absolutely. So go, where do we start then? Well, first of all, can I just say before we get going, yes, this is an absolute must, by the way, before I'll leave people thinking, till the end, is it actually really worth picking up? No, this really is. I tell you what, if you just want a little short kind of story, maybe you're a bit of a reader and you're a little bit stuck to know what to read next, I don't know, and you want a little bit of a gap filler, then absolutely this is the book for you. I guess, if you're into gaming as well, then yeah, that's definitely an added extra. It's a gaming related book. But even if you're not, I still think it is just a really lovely kind of pickup, a little filler, just to kind of, I don't know, bring you into your next book of choice. And I tell you what, this game. Guys, I'm going to be doing that all over. I'm going to be calling this a game. This book, guys, really does do that, and it really does deliver. So let's just take a sip of coffee, and we'll begin. We'll begin, I think, on the front cover, and then we'll go from there. Because I of course want to talk about this fantastic art that is displayed here on the front and the back, and of course, guys, yes, the lovely pictures that are positioned. Sorry, I'm getting my words a little bit jumbled there because I'm so excited. Positioned at every chapter as well, and that was the key thing that really did capture me to get this book. So yeah, let's just take a sip of coffee, guys, before I stumble on my words again. You know how it is, rough and ready over here. Let's go. Fantastic. Right then, okay, so yeah, wow, oh wow. Now, just looking at the front cover here, we have, I would say, our main protagonists, but we have KAG here right at the front, and he is the main kind of guy here. Now, guys, I'm not going to be giving too much away. I want you to go and pick this up and read it for yourself, but I am just going to be giving little hints here and there of what, you are expected to read in this book. And I'll tell you what, KAG, the main guy himself, and you can see here, he has got this glove. Now, this glove is called the Glove of Destiny, and it really does come to play without the whole of the book. We need this glove to help, I would say, rescue his friends from, the horrible terrors that are about to, I don't know, just explode in this book. That's all I can say. This is a really awesome feature here, and I absolutely love the look of this glove. And I tell you what, as I was reading it, it really was describing the glove exactly like that. This kind of like big, kind of silvery gold, badass glove with actually these sockets now just over the knuckles there. I don't know how well you can pick that out there. But yes, of course, when I did my initial kind of interpretations on this art here, I had no idea what those gems were, but I've just said it. These are gemstones that KAG has to collect. And again, I think they are really represented wonderfully here. Of course, I probably will be dabbling to and fro between the art and the story now that I've read it. So yeah, but I think that is really awesome just there against, I would say, the darkness of KAG's suit there as well. That's done quite wonderfully, actually. You know, they want this glove to stand out because it really is a main feature in this book, and I think, yeah, it's presented really wonderfully there. Of course, we have got his friends as well. Of course, after reading the book, we've got John here in a mech suit, so I was right, this is a really awesome mech suit that obviously helps out the character. We've got Joel's here as well, yeah, after reading, I know that's definitely Joel's with his blade, really awesome. And then Reggie as well. And by the way, guys, I actually was a little bit unsure if this was Reggie before I kind of went in. Now, I am also a massive fan of Reggie's YouTube channel. So, of course, guys, definitely check Reggie out. If you are, like, looking just to sit back and relax and just watch some really awesome, like, gaming pickups, then, yeah, Reggie is the game for you. Sorry, guys.
And Reggie is the game for you. Sorry, guys.
Guy for you. Honestly, like, it's just really relaxed, and he even puts like little images of the games themselves, but also actual gameplay footage as well, which I think is really cool. So you know, the combination works really well, and it is really a mixture of games. You know, we've got modern in there, we've got retro, but I would actually say they're more kind of orientated around indie developers. He really kind of likes indie style games.
No, this comes with Mortal Kombat 1, Mortal Kombat 2, and Mortal Kombat 3 Ultimate.
So if you are interested in that, definitely give Reggie a follow. He's absolutely fantastic. He's a really, really great guy, and I've been watching his content for years, actually. You know, when I'm just, I don't know, wanting a bit of a relax in the evening, maybe I've had a long day at work, and you know what? Yes, absolutely. Very similar to KAG's YouTube as well. Just nice and relaxing, chill content, and that's just what you want after kind of like a busy day at work. Sorry, I did sidetrack there. But yeah, so I was really excited to know that that was Reggie, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, that's a YouTuber that I love, and yeah, I've been watching for years. So that was a real excitement to know that Reggie would be playing a part in this book. And yeah, he kind of features towards the end of the book as well, with lots of twists and turns, which I think is really awesome. But yeah, and I think they're displayed wonderfully there. You know, KAG just slightly out at the front with his friends just behind him. And I think it's displayed great. It really, really is. And then, of course, guys, yes, we've got all the lovely art and graphic design that is featured, well, within the book and on the front here as well. So when I did my initial interpretations of this art, I'm going to keep saying box art. I'm always going on with my games, aren't I? But the book art, shall I say, the front cover. I think I was right to interpret, yeah, that some of these kind of mysterious characters dotted around are boss fights. Yeah. And I tell you what, you were going to be reading a lot of boss fights in this, and I think it's just really sick, honestly. So yeah, I was right. We've got this octopus down here. So yes, the octopus comes into play a little bit later. We have to try and defeat the octopus to try and get a gem to, you know, lock into the hand there. You can kind of get the drift now, can't you? And it follows a similar process, you know. So we've got the dragon up here. Well, sorry, no, a dragon up there. Sorry, just there. And we've got this fire-breathing monster just situated, yeah, on that volcano there. And again, these are kind of like all bosses that you'll be coming up against. So I think, yeah, that is really, really great. You know, I love how they have done that there, but it is quite subtle. You know, you really do have to kind of explore that book art a little bit more before you can really kind of gauge, okay, what is this all about? And I like that because they don't want to give too much away, do they? It's just subtle little hints just to, as I often like to say,
whet the appetite
of the, well, I normally say gamer, but I guess reader here. But yeah, really, really awesome art here. And of course, if your eyes do glare up slightly towards the top here, we do have this evil, nemesis kind of looking down at you, which I think is really cool. And these eyes here are actually quite described wonderfully throughout the book. I believe this is the character that they're talking about. There are kind of like two characters that this could be, but I think it is the more evil one here. And throughout the descriptions of all these kind of monsters and characters are really, really described wonderfully. It really does take you into a different dimension, and KAG does that so wonderfully as he describes them. He really, really does. And you know what, guys, I have decided I probably will read just some snippets for you today with regards to some of the description that is used. I think it is absolutely spot on. It really, really is. And it's quite dark. It is quite dark, but yes, it is quite a dark story, actually. It really, really is. Lots of kind of deep, dark turns that, involves kind of like friendships, finding, exploration, near misses, but also psychological. There's a lot of psychological elements in this book, which I think is really, really awesome. Yeah, and it really does make you think and can be quite dark at times. So yeah, I do get the dark look now, actually, because initially I was saying, actually, no, I think this needs to be a little bit brighter to really make everything maybe just stand out that little bit more. But no, I get it now. I really do. It is quite, in some regards, if you want to interpret it that way, quite dark at times. It can be quite sad, but also, really uplifting as well. So I think it's done really well to add those pops of colour here and there, but also keep it quite toned down as well. So yeah, really, really awesome
book art here, book art.
And again, this was something that really captured me. This was like, right, okay, I want a bit of this because this is so wonderful. And again, if you do look just a little bit closer there, they are all pixelated characters as well. I mean, of course, guys, it is KAG's Pixelated Quest. But again, that was kind of like an art style that I really want to tap into more when I do kind of like my Let's Draws and Let's Colours over the weekend. I really, really do. But yeah, how fantastic is this? Really, really spot on. Let's just flip it over to the back then. And and of course, you don't want too much going on because we've got the blurb there and a little bit extra about the author. So you don't want anything too standoutish to, distract the eye away from the writing. But what I did say in my initial kind of overview of the book there, I did want this scene maybe just to have a little bit more, I would say, just a little bit more light just cascading over it because there is a lot to see here as well, and it's a shame that it has gone a little bit missed. But again, just kind of reverting back to that initial thought, it is, in some regards a little bit dark and a little bit scary. So I understand why they have done that there, but they have got some really lovely, lovely little bits and bobs in the backdrop there that, maybe could have just been lightened up a little bit, because I want to see that as an artist, as a gamer. I want to see those little bits and bobs as well. But really, really awesome. I just love that red lava just trickling down there and into a deep, dark purple. I think that is just really great. What a great use of colours there. And I love it actually, because it just is subtle, just under the blur there. And then it actually just drifts into, about the author, about KAG. And I like that. It's almost like, the story has just been unfolded in the backdrop there. That massive, massive story, and got everything going on, explosions and platforming and grabbing this and defeating that, just gone on there. And then it's just the elements and the remains of the story just trickling down into, KAG, the main guy himself that wrote this book. So I think that is really, really lovely and displayed absolutely fantastically. But guys, I will just give you another read of the blurb. I think it's really important to do because I do want people to go out out and buy this. I think is an absolute steal. And then there are just a few things that I actually want to read within the book that is not going to give anything away at all. But I just want to, read it to you because I think it really will sell it. It will really, really sell it once I read these, standout things. But yeah, here we go. Here's the blurb. I've got to read it to you. Let's just take a sip of coffee. Join me as we listen to this superb blurb on the back of this. So yeah, just a moment, guys. Fantastic. Okay then, so here we go. So when pixels become power, only friendships can save the game. KAG and his friends thought they were just gaming for fun until a mysterious surge pulled them into a world made entirely of pixels. Now trapped inside their favourite game, they must master elemental powers and confront digital dangers and face a dark entity threatening to erase everything, both in the game and in the real world. To escape, they'll need to collect the legendary gems, those ones that KAG might be picking up to
slot into his glove.
Of destiny, fight their way across floating elements, islands, and discover what it truly means to be a hero in any universe. Book 1 of the Pixelated saga. And again, let's just have a little read about the author here. So we've got From Pixels to Pages. David Williamson transforms creativity into epic journeys. A gamer at heart and a dreamer by nature, he builds worlds where imagination, friendships, and adventure collide, always pressing start on the next big quest. So yeah, that's just a little bit of an extra there from the author himself. He is into games, he's into that kind of style, lots of video games, but just by reading it as well, is he interested in kind of like Dungeons and Dragons and more tabletop stuff as well? That'll be interesting because as I read through it, I'm thinking like, this could actually be a really cool like Dungeons and Dragons kind of story, all the friends around and you're at the table, we've got the dungeon master setting the scene there, and it really kind of gave me, I don't know, a little bit of a buzz of a Dungeons and Dragons vibe, going into this realm, going into that realm, defeating this enemy here, conquering that dragon there. So yeah, that really kind of did give me that vibe. Is KAG a little bit of a Dungeons and Dragons player as well, or some sort of tabletop form like that? But yeah, I could be wrong, but I did kind of get that sense there. But yeah, really, really fantastic blurb. It really does whet the appetite of the reader. And then here we go, just deep diving into this then. And again, I think I mentioned it before, really, really good quality book here. Pages are nice and thick. And I tell you what, the writing, the text is spot on. Now, I do struggle to read quite tiny writing. So again, for me, this was perfect. Quite nice and big, lovely big spaces in between all the text there. I thought that was good. Somebody that suffers with dyslexia as well, I thought this was a really nice, easy read, and I really enjoyed it. And you know what, guys? I enjoyed it so much that I actually brought it to the gym again this morning and started reading it because, it really did capture me. And I was like, well, I'll probably just read it for about 20 minutes on the treadmill. About 45 minutes later, I was still reading, and it was my second read through as well. So yeah, absolutely spot on. I mean, well done, KAG, for really creating such a book that can capture somebody. And not only, the writing, but the images as well. I think you did such a good job to actually put these really awesome, big screenshots of the lovely artwork, because if it wasn't for that, actually, I may have not picked this up. So again, when you do your next copy, because again, a book 1 in the Pixelated saga, definitely stick and if not continue, or maybe put a little bit more of that art and graphic design in it, because I think it really does kind of like holistically bring the book together. Because if it wasn't for that, I probably wouldn't have picked it up. But it is so beautiful. I just had to. So yeah. And again, just before we kind of deep dive into the text there and kind of like the story elements, I just want to say again, every single chapter has a beautiful, beautiful art piece. And I can now say, yes, that each art piece is the next realm that you are diving into, which I think is great. And it really does set the scene and envision something in your brain as you're reading it. You know, it's like, right, okay, it is actually quite light and bright in this zone with trees and greenery around, everything's floating, for example. And it really does go
Okay, wow.
out an explosion of color here, explosion of pixels in this really lovely art form, right? That really does set the picture, the story in your head, and then boom, you go and read it, which I thought was spot on. It really, really was great. And not many books do that. But well done, you know, for doing this. It was really an outstanding idea. And again, just look at this again, you know, you're diving into the next realm and boom, okay. And again, for somebody who suffers from dyslexia, actually trying to envision kind of stuff as you are reading as well can be quite hard to do. So to have this straight in there to go, right, okay, that's what my next realm should be looking like. And then you can start to create your own pockets of interpretation of what little bits should look like here and there. As long as you've got the basic foundation, then boom, yeah, you know, you're good to go, and you can enjoy the next realm on the next chapter of this book. It was really, really great. And again, I will just pop some B-roll of the lovely pictures there. And again, guys, yes, absolutely, you never know, stuff like this might help inspire your next art piece as well, because again, I know I do have some lovely artists in the room that tune in just to get some lovely ideas to help inspire their next art piece. And of course, I tell you what, some of this definitely will for sure. Really well put together. Just wow, what a book, guys. I am actually blown away by this book. And again, it is just short and sweet, but that's all it needs to be. I'm quite a busy person as well, so to actually have a bit of a shorter book, just something that I just read over the bank holiday weekend, was spot on. You know, I didn't have to kind of fork out loads of time to read this. It was just me. I was like, right, okay, let's just get a nice time to read this. When shall I do it? Actually, you know what, when I'm doing a bit more of a lighter session over the bank holiday and the weekend, I'm just going to take my book in and read it. And oh yes, you know, I did, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, come on, look at this octopus here. Wow. Oh wow. Yeah, really, really awesome, isn't it? Wow. Yeah, some really lovely pictures here. I've got to show you them all now before I kind of go into a little bit more of the story element of this. But where's my next one? They say that they feature every chapter. Yeah. Yeah, they feature every chapter, and like I said, it's great because it really does set the scene, doesn't it? It sets the environment out, what we're going to be facing, yeah, what the lighting should be as well. Yeah, look at that, just fantastic. And yeah, there were 9 chapters, so that is the end picture there. But yeah, I mean, wow. So guys, okay, let me just, I did want to read literally just like the first like paragraph, because again, this is like, well, this is the thing that really does kind of make or break it, doesn't it? I guess kind of like the first opening paragraph. And I tell you what, guys, it drew me in straight away. It drew me in straight away. So yeah, I want to read it. It's not going to give anything away. And I hope it draws you in as well, so you make the purchase, because it's really great. It is really great. So here we go. KAG, Joel, Reggie, and John were avid gamers. They had been planning their annual pilgrimage to the Game On Expo for months. This year, it's promised to be bigger and better than ever. They had decided to warm up for the event by playing their favourite online game together, a cooperative space adventure called Galactic Rift. One fateful evening, as they battled virtual aliens and explored distant planets, the room suddenly lit up. An eerie glow enveloped their gaming consoles. and a surge of electricity shot through their controllers. The world outside their windows flickered, and then everything went dark. When KAG regained consciousness, he felt disorientated. His surroundings were like anything he had ever seen. The room was a riot of colours, vivid blues, neon greens, and a shimmering purple. He looked down at himself and gasped. His whole body was pixelated. And there's a little bit more there, but I'm just going to leave it at that. I am just going to leave it at that. And then, yeah, ooh, like what the hell is going to be happening here? You know, I think he's kind of been just drifted into some sort of game himself. And yeah, oh gosh, he's got to, try and rescue his friends. Yeah. And I was right with regards to kind of interpreting the front cover there, my initial kind of like first impressions of that. And yeah, so wow. Now that is just great, isn't it? Like, you know, it could be real, but actually, could it be some sort of dream? And again, you know, as you read, you'll find out yourself. But you know instantly that there's going to be just a massive splurge of imagination there, isn't it? Like, KAG is now pixelated, and where is everyone? You know, is he on his own? What's happened? And then, yeah, boom, it looks like he's got to do some sort of quest, one big one at that, to go and try and find his friends. And yeah, that's kind of the idea. And what was great and what really brought me in, and guys, you know me, anything that kind of resembles Crash Bandicoot, I'm always gonna say it. So yeah, within each realm, one of KAG's friends is trapped, basically. And he has to try and find a gem, yeah, like a big gem to kind of like lock into his big fist, ready to go. And these gems like help them out and can kind of like is the next key to the next round to try and find and retrieve and rescue, you know, the friends. And in fact, actually, each realm is here actually. So yeah. Well, in the fist, you know, this big kind of glove that KAG has got. There he's got icons that fire up with wind, fire, water, shadow, and stone. And you know, as I was flicking through, you can probably see that now, you know, the water and you know, the shadows and the stone brickwork and stuff like that as I flick through a lot of those images. And yeah, each realm is one of those that is kind of like featured. That's kind of like the environment that you're going to be, you know, kind of exploring and jumping over and ducking under and shooting over, you know, everything like that. And yeah, what I really love, because yeah, it's like an action platformer. And you're finding crystals, you're finding gems to progress to the next stage. And for me, that's like, oh my God, yeah, like that is Crash Bandicoot all over. And instantly I was like, yes, this is so me. No, I'm not saying this story is, you know, anything like Crash Bandicoot, but just that little element there, you know, I'm a massive Crash fan. So I was like, okay,
Damn, alright, okay.
I feel like this is like a Crash Bandicoot-esque style kind of like story as well. You know, little elements of it, but yes, anything like that I am drawn to. You know me, Crash Bandicoot Wrath of Cortex is my favourite PlayStation 2 game of all time. So to have that kind of like element in there as well, embedded in there, I was like, yes, absolutely, this is such a bit of me. So yeah, that was really cool. And yeah, you do have a guide that takes you, which is really cool. Like that's kind of where I thought that maybe the Dungeons and Dragons aspect came from, because you know he could have been like the dungeon master potentially, kind of guiding the players. And yeah, we do have this big kind of big boss that is kind of overseeing everything. He is the one that's controlling all of these realms. He is the one that has kind of encaptured everyone and all of his friends. And yeah, you kind of have to kind of like defeat him towards the end in some sort of way. Plot twists here and there. But yeah, I will leave a lot of that and the names and stuff. You know, I want you to read it for yourself. So yeah, I think it's really, really great. And overall, I think, to just kind of summarize this fantastic book up, it really is a journey of friendship, of courage, a psychological kind of challenge as well. Not only is it kind of like puzzles, but like psychologically, within yourself, regrets, love, and makes you kind of think psychologically like that. At some stages, they're having to kind of like say some of the things that they don't want to say, maybe secrets that they don't want to really like say, but actually in the end they kind of have to. And a kind of like regret kind of, features quite heavily. And you know what, guys, another thing that kind of resembles and is relative to me, is that regret aspect. I am fortunate enough now to have set up this YouTube and really enjoy just, providing videos for you guys. And I think it's really awesome and I really do enjoy it. But I think if I didn't go ahead and do this, I think I really would have regretted that moment in life. So what I'm trying to say is, if you are thinking about starting something up or, you want to do something new, just go for it. Absolutely go for it. Otherwise, yes, you will regret it. And I think that kind of, gave me kind of like a warm, fuzzy feeling of, like if I didn't start up this YouTube, I probably would really, really regret it. So yes, I think overall, moral of the story is, and this is just my moral now, leaving KAG's story here and just saying, if you've got something in life that you want to do and you're nervous and you just don't want to do it because you may not think you've got the time or you've not got that confidence or whatever, just go and do it. Even if it's just the once, then you might actually get into a bit of a process of it. Then you might actually start to enjoy it. Then it might become a bit of a habit. And then actually, you will really, really enjoy the thing that you were a little bit reluctant to do. I hope that's come across quite well as well. Also, just really quickly, and this is becoming quite a long video as well, actually, before I wrap things up, I do want to say, the way KAG described things as well in this book, I thought was spectacular. It really did, again, like I said, make and create pictures in my mind of what I wanted, all these guys to be doing. And the way he described things is fantastic. So again, this isn't going to give anything away, but you can just get an understanding of how everything is described, which is great. So, yes, it's this bit here. So Erelith is the realm that we're in at the moment. Was not what KAG expected. It was a labyrinth of maze, suspended high in the sky, with pathways that twisted and turned unpredictably. The islands themselves floated like pieces of shattered glass, each at different angles and heights, connected by shimmering bridges of light. From a distance, it looked like an artist's rendition of a world in chaos. But for KAG, it was simply another level to conquer. And wow, what a description. What a goddamn description, guys. To really, you've just seen that picture here. Well, KAG's only going to go and, describe it even more to give you a really in-depth kind of feeling. You feel like you really are in this book, enjoying the game and the madness of what is about to hit you. Wow, I was really drawn into this book. And again, KAG, go for it. I think you need to go ahead and get another one out there for sure. Absolutely. I really, really did enjoy this. And again, a massive thank you to KAG for just sending me the link for me to go ahead and purchase this. And of course, if you haven't dropped KAG a follow and a subscribe on YouTube, please do. He's really, really great. And you never know, you might get the next book, pick up. So definitely head on over there. Well then, guys, yes, that did become quite a long video, but it had to because I really did enjoy reading that over the bank holiday. And that was another bank holiday thing ticked off my list, wasn't it? Well, I think that's pretty much it for me today. This is my last day of me not being at work, so what a shame. I am back to work tomorrow, but of course my usual YouTube and TikTok lives will be continuing. Right then, guys, that is it. The Artsy Gamer, have a wonderful rest of your day. Over and out.